When you step into your 60s, the body begins to change in ways that are subtle but unmistakable. Mornings feel a little slower. Your memory sometimes feels wrapped in a thin layer of fog. And your legs may not carry you with the same ease they once did. Most people assume this is simply age catching up with them. But that's not always the case. After many years working closely with older adults, I've discovered something that completely shifted the way I look at aging. Much of the fatigue, the joint aches, the mental fog, even the sleepless nights, aren't caused by age itself, but by the kinds of carbs people eat every single day. Some carbs look harmless, yet quietly drain your energy, your clarity, and your sense of balance. And others, simple, nourishing, gentle, can actually sharpen your memory, deepen your sleep, steady your blood sugar, and support your later years in the softest, most natural way. Today, I want to show you 4 carbs you should stop eating immediately, followed by 4 carbs your body, after age 60, truly thrives on. And one of them, the very last one, is something most Americans have forgotten. Yet it has helped many of my patients regain mental clarity and steady energy in just a few weeks. If you care about staying healthy, sharp, and vibrant in your later years, I'm honored to walk this journey with you. Feel free to subscribe, not for the algorithm, but because you deserve a life that feels lighter, clearer, and more fulfilling each day. Now, let's begin with the first group. 4 carbs that quietly slow down your body's rhythm. Here's the very first one. Number 1. White sandwich bread. Throughout my years working with older adults, I've seen a very consistent pattern. Many people start their day with a slice of white sandwich bread, believing it's a light and easy choice. But this familiar comfort food is often the very reason their energy crashes just a few hours after breakfast. White bread is made from wheat flour that has been stripped of almost all its fiber, natural vitamins, and minerals. Once eaten, it turns into sugar in the bloodstream almost immediately, causing a sharp spike, followed by a rapid crash. And when that crash happens, your body sends signals you may recognize well: sluggishness, slight trembling, brain fog, irritability, difficulty focusing, or a sudden dip in mood for no apparent reason. In your 30s or 40s, your body could handle these sugar swings more easily. But after 60, your metabolism and hormones are far less flexible. These rapid spikes and drops hit harder, increasing joint discomfort, fueling inflammation, disrupting sleep, and accelerating memory decline. What's more concerning is that most commercial white breads today contain preservatives, hidden sugars, refined oils, and additives that keep the texture soft for days. These ingredients don't just confuse your digestion, they contribute to a type of silent inflammation you don't feel immediately. But that gradually wears down your health. I've met many patients who came into my office feeling chronically fatigued, mildly headache-prone, or sleepy throughout the morning. They blamed age. But when they removed white bread from their breakfast for just 2 weeks, most returned saying they felt clearer, more stable, and more energized. It's important to understand, I'm not asking you to give up bread entirely, but white sandwich bread, because of its refined structure and low nutritional value, simply no longer supports the needs of a body over 60. If you've always thought of it as a gentle option, try setting it aside for a while. Your body may send you a very unmistakable message, one that sounds a lot like gratitude. Number 2. The fake healthy multigrain bread. If white bread is the obvious culprit, then multigrain bread is the sneaky one. Many older adults come to me feeling proud. "Don't worry, doctor. I gave up white bread. I switched to multigrain. It's healthier." But the moment we look at the ingredient list, all I can do is offer a gentle shake of the head. Most multigrain breads in American supermarkets aren't whole grain at all. Sure, you'll see a few seeds sprinkled on top to make it look hearty. But the main ingredient inside is still refined flour, the same base used in white bread. What does that mean for your body? It means your blood sugar responds exactly the same way it would with white bread. A quick spike followed by a sharp crash. The only difference is that you think you're making a better choice, so you may eat more of it without realizing the impact. To make matters worse, many brands add molasses, brown sugar, syrups, or caramel coloring to give the bread that healthy brown look. But it's all just a disguise. For someone over 60, these added sugars and colors trigger bigger blood sugar swings, faster hunger, and more inflammation, the very things we're trying to avoid. I still remember Margaret Hill, 67, from Ohio, telling me, "I switched to multigrain, but my knees still ache, and every morning feels foggy." When we reviewed her food journal, the culprit was clear. The multigrain loaf she trusted. After just 1 week of switching to a true 100% whole grain bread, she reported less stiffness and a noticeably clearer mind. At 60 and beyond, your body needs truth, not illusions created by clever packaging. And sadly, modern food labels make it far too easy for consumers to be misled. Not all multigrain breads are bad, but if the package lists any of the following: first ingredient, enriched flour, added sugars or syrups, caramel coloring, a long list of preservatives, then it's not a food that nourishes your body. I often tell my patients a simple rule of thumb. If bread looks healthy, but doesn't naturally harden or mold after a few days, it's not real bread. Stick to that rule, and you'll avoid more trouble than you might imagine. Number 3. Breakfast cereals. In many American households, especially among older adults who live alone, a bowl of breakfast cereal has become a morning ritual. Quick, convenient, light, and seemingly healthy. But in the clinic, I see it as one of the biggest reasons why people over 60 fall into a cycle of morning fatigue and poor concentration. Most cereals on grocery shelves, even those labeled heart-healthy, high-fiber, whole grain, or low-fat, share one major problem. They are highly processed. So processed that your body barely has to work to digest them. Within minutes, the carbohydrates turn into sugar, causing your blood glucose to shoot up like a rocket. And as always, what goes up must come down. The resulting crash leaves you drained, shaky, unfocused, or even slightly anxious. For younger people, this crash is just annoying. But for adults over 60, it hits much harder, especially affecting mental clarity and sustained energy. Even cereals marketed as unsweetened can be problematic, because the grains themselves have been crushed, extruded, baked, and reshaped so many times that they behave almost like refined sugar once digested. Flavored cereals, crispy cereals, fortified cereals, or those mixed with dried fruit often contain significant hidden sugars. Many of my patients are shocked when they learn their bowl of cereal carries about as much sugar as half a can of soda. The older body needs stability, not rapid spikes and drops in blood sugar. Every dramatic fluctuation can chip away at sleep quality, mood balance, memory, and even cardiovascular health. Another issue rarely discussed: cereal-based breakfasts are often low in protein and healthy fats. Without these, your body lacks the steady fuel needed to stay energized, causing cravings for sweets or strong coffee later in the morning, creating yet another cycle of exhaustion. I'm not saying every cereal is terrible, but most of the popular, convenient, brightly packaged ones, especially those marketed for seniors, force your body to work harder than you realize. If you're used to starting your day with a bowl of cereal, try replacing it with a more stable source of energy for just a few days. The difference may surprise you, even if you think you're doing fine. Number 4. Pastries and sweet baked goods. Of all the carbs older adults should avoid, pastries like muffins, croissants, danishes, sweet rolls, and most pre-baked treats are the ones that concern me the most. Not just because they're sweet, but because they combine the four worst ingredients for a body over 60: refined flour, quick sugars, refined fats, and industrial additives. When these elements come together, they create a metabolic burden far heavier than most people realize. Pastries cause your blood sugar to shoot up quickly and then crash just as fast, leaving you tired, unfocused, and sometimes sleepy within an hour. But that's only the visible part. The deeper danger lies in the oils and fats used in most commercial pastries. They tend to fuel chronic inflammation. In older adults, this kind of inflammation doesn't show up as sharp pain, but as quieter signals: morning stiffness, foggy memory, restless sleep, and a sense of heaviness that lingers throughout the day. One of my patients, Richard Coleman, 71, from Arizona, loved having a small muffin with his morning coffee. He thought, "It's tiny, doctor. How bad could it be?" But after a few sluggish mornings, we monitored his post-meal blood sugar. Within just 30 minutes, his levels spiked almost the same as if he'd eaten a sugary cupcake. When he gave up muffins for 2 weeks, his morning headaches eased and his mental fog nearly disappeared. Another issue with pastries is how they trick your sense of fullness. They're dense in calories but lack fiber and protein, the very things that help keep your energy steady. As a result, you get hungry again quickly and start reaching for more sweets or fast carbs throughout the day. A younger body can bounce back from these swings, but after 60, repeated spikes and crashes exhaust the nervous system and increase oxidative stress in the brain. I'm not saying you must avoid pastries for the rest of your life. A treat enjoyed occasionally at a family gathering is perfectly fine. But if pastries are part of your daily routine, morning, midday, or as a small indulgence, your body is carrying a burden it can no longer comfortably handle. If you're looking for a reason to cut back, simply notice how your body feels during a few pastry-free days. You may find your mind lighter, your joints less stiff, and your mood steadier. Signs that your body is finally getting room to breathe. Now that we've set aside the carbs that drain your energy, the next natural step is to explore the ones that truly nourish your body. Carbs that steady your blood sugar, brighten your thinking, improve sleep, and help your body feel lighter each day. After 60, your body doesn't need extreme restrictions. It needs the kinds of carbohydrates that work slowly, gently, and in harmony with your changing metabolism. And the 4 carbs you're about to discover, when added to your daily routine, can create noticeable improvements within just a few weeks. Let's start with the first, and perhaps the most comforting gift nature offers to older adults. 1. Purple sweet potatoes and other pigmented sweet potatoes. During my visits to long-living communities, from Okinawa to certain highland regions of North America, I noticed a striking pattern. Sweet potatoes, especially the deeply colored ones like purple or orange varieties, appear regularly on their tables. And that's no accident. Purple and orange sweet potatoes contain high levels of natural anthocyanins and beta-carotene, powerful antioxidants that help protect nerve cells, reduce mild inflammation in blood vessels, and support steady blood sugar. Unlike fast-acting starches, sweet potatoes release energy slowly, helping the brain stay alert without the crash that follows many other carbs. Some of my patients initially worry that sweet potatoes are too starchy for older adults, and they might be if they're fried, coated in sugar, or turned into dessert. But when steamed or baked simply, sweet potatoes become one of the most gentle and nourishing carb sources available. They not only support the body, they offer a sense of warmth and comfort that older adults deeply appreciate. Their soluble fiber helps digestion work smoothly and reduces constipation, something many seniors quietly struggle with. The natural potassium content also supports healthy blood pressure and reduces nighttime leg cramps. Sweet potatoes are wonderfully versatile. You can enjoy half a potato in the morning instead of refined bread. Add them to lunch as a grounding carbohydrate. Or mash purple sweet potato with unsweetened plant milk for a satisfying afternoon snack that tames sugar cravings. Regardless of the color, purple or orange, sweet potatoes share one important trait. They're a well-mannered carbohydrate for the aging body. They nourish gradually, don't spike blood sugar, don't sit heavily in the stomach, and don't leave you drained after eating. Add them to your meals for just a few days, and you may notice subtle but unmistakable changes: steadier energy, calmer digestion, and a clearer, more balanced state of mind. 2. Barley, mugi. If sweet potatoes bring gentle nourishment to the brain, then barley offers a different kind of support: a deep, steady stability from within the digestive system and metabolism. For adults over 60, barley is one of the carbs I consider a true rhythm keeper, helping the body run smoothly in ways that are subtle yet unmistakable. Barley is rich in beta-glucan, a special type of soluble fiber that slows the absorption of sugar into the bloodstream. This means that after a meal containing barley, your blood sugar doesn't spike and crash the way it does with white bread or breakfast cereals. Instead, your body receives a slow, even stream of energy, something the brain, heart, and nervous system deeply appreciate in later years. Beta-glucan also acts as nourishment for your gut microbiome. You might not feel this immediately, but when the gut is fed properly, the body responds in meaningful ways: easier digestion, less bloating, steadier moods, and reduced anxiety. Many of my older patients were surprised to find their emotional balance improve simply by replacing white rice with a barley blend. Barley also provides insoluble fiber, which helps keep the bowels moving comfortably and reduces constipation, a quiet but common source of discomfort for many seniors. This small shift often brings a sense of lightness throughout the body, better sleep, and more stable energy during the day. One thing I love most about barley is its versatility. You can mix a small amount into rice to make mugi gohan, a common Japanese tradition, or add it to soups, salads, or use it in place of pasta. Just 2 to 3 tablespoons of cooked barley added to lunch can make a noticeable difference within days. There is one important note: barley naturally contains gluten. This isn't a problem for most older adults, but those with gluten intolerance or celiac disease should avoid it or choose gluten-free whole grains instead. Barley isn't flashy. It doesn't promise miracles or instant results, but it works with quiet patience, exactly what a body over 60 needs: balance, steadiness, and a calming consistency. If you're seeking a carbohydrate that supports digestion, blood sugar, and emotional ease all at once, barley deserves a place back on your table. 3. Soaked short-grain brown rice. In many Asian food traditions, short-grain brown rice has been part of daily meals for generations. But among older adults in the U.S., it's often overlooked because it's harder to chew or harder to digest. What most people don't realize is that these difficulties usually come from not preparing it properly, especially the simple but powerful step of soaking the rice before cooking. Short-grain brown rice contains a bran layer rich in magnesium, manganese, and B vitamins, nutrients essential for stabilizing the nervous system, supporting energy production, improving memory, and maintaining emotional balance. After age 60, when nerve cells tire more easily, these natural B vitamins provide the foundational support your brain quietly relies on. Another benefit: brown rice has a much lower glycemic impact than white rice. This means no post-meal sugar shock and no sudden wave of fatigue. For older adults, whose insulin response is less sensitive than it used to be, this stability is incredibly important. It reduces that midday slump, keeps the mind clearer, and helps the body operate more comfortably for hours. However, unsoaked brown rice can be harder to digest for some people. That's why soaking it overnight becomes the secret step many Americans are unaware of. Soaking softens the bran layer, reduces phytic acid, and makes minerals far easier to absorb. For older adults, this single preparation step transforms brown rice from a heavy food into a gentle and easily digestible source of energy. Short-grain brown rice also provides what I call smart fullness. It keeps you full without weighing you down, offering enough staying power to last until the next meal without causing drowsiness. Many of my patients notice this difference immediately after switching from white rice to soaked brown rice. You can use short-grain brown rice in many ways. Mix it with barley for added soluble fiber. Toss it into warm salads. Make a vegetable stir-fry bowl, or use it as the base for hearty soups. For older adults, this variety helps keep meals interesting and sustainable. Just like barley, brown rice doesn't produce dramatic overnight results, but its influence is steady and long-lasting. After just a few weeks of adding it to meals 3 to 4 times a week, many seniors report sharper focus, fewer nighttime leg cramps, and deeper sleep. Clear signs that their bodies are being nourished from the ground up. If you're looking for a carb that's wholesome, familiar, easy to prepare, and deeply supportive of both brain and heart health, soaked short-grain brown rice is something every adult over 60 should experience at least once. 4. Slow-cooked evening oats. If the previous 3 carbs help keep your daytime energy steady, then slow-cooked oats offer a different kind of benefit. A calm, soothing end to your day. For adults over 60, sleep becomes one of the biggest determinants of quality of life. And surprisingly, a warm bowl of oats in the evening can be one of the simplest, most effective tools to support that. Oats are rich in beta-glucan, which helps stabilize blood sugar for hours, preventing those late-night hunger spikes that wake you up at 2 a.m. But what I value most about this carb is its natural magnesium and vitamin B6 content, 2 nutrients that help relax the nervous system and support the production of serotonin, the precursor to melatonin, the hormone that helps you fall asleep and stay asleep. This becomes especially important after age 60, when sleep often becomes fragile, easily broken, difficult to return to, and rarely refreshing. Many of my patients have described it perfectly. It feels like my eyes are closed, but my brain is still awake. And for countless individuals, adding a bowl of slow-cooked oats in the evening noticeably reduces this problem. Oats offer something else, too: warmth and reassurance. A soft, warm, easy-to-digest meal at night helps the digestive system settle instead of stirring discomfort or restlessness. It also naturally helps you avoid eating too late or choosing heavy, oily foods that the aging body struggles to process. But it's crucial to choose the right type of oats. Avoid instant oats. They're overly processed and spike blood sugar. Choose rolled oats or steel-cut oats cooked slowly for 10 to 20 minutes. Add a touch of cinnamon or a splash of unsweetened plant milk for flavor. One of my patients, Helen Crawford, 72, from Colorado, had battled sleep issues for years. After just 10 days of enjoying warm evening oats, she told me she fell asleep more easily and woke up less frequently. Even more interesting, her morning anxiety softened and she felt emotionally steadier. Evening oats aren't a sleeping pill. What they offer is a form of care from within, gently regulating the nervous system, stabilizing blood sugar, and signaling to your body that the day is done. It's safe to rest now. For a body over 60, that softness is often what makes the biggest difference. As we enter our 60s, the body doesn't ask for grand transformations, strict diets, or glamorous promises. What it truly needs is small, wise choices made consistently. Removing the 4 draining carbs and embracing the 4 nourishing ones isn't just a dietary change. It's a way of telling your body, I still want to live well, live deeply, and live strong in the years ahead. These small shifts can create profound improvements: clearer thinking, lighter joints, steadier energy, and more peaceful sleep. I've witnessed these changes countless times in older patients, and I believe you can feel them too. If today's message resonated with you, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Leave a comment below. Which carb are you planning to replace first? Or is there another topic you want me to cover next? Your stories and questions not only help me understand you better, they help others on the same journey feel connected and supported. And if you'd like more warm, practical, and truly helpful guidance for healthy aging, feel free to subscribe. I'll be here, walking with you, one meal, one habit, one gentle step at a time, toward a life that feels lighter, healthier, and more fulfilling.